Welcome back, my cannonballs. We're back for a short, quick second. For a short, quick second. You guys, YouTube got me messed up. I don't understand these people. I mean, I don't understand this site at times. They are shortening my lives for some unknown reason. I don't know if it's my connection, but I'm really pissed about it. You know? Now, I'm not on here for chicks. This is just something that I do for fun. But I'm really pissed off about it. Honestly, I am. Really pissed off about it. Because it's like, damn, I'm thinking that I'm still live, but it seemed like the recording of the live is being shortened. And I don't understand that. I really wish that would change. Because that's like the second time that has happened. Like what if I'm making, what if I'm out and I'm recording something good and you guys are not able to see all of what I'm recording? I'm gonna be mad, and I'm sure you guys be like, damn, what happened? you know and I wish they would fix that, because that don't make no damn sense. I'm not over here showing nakedness. I may have my shirt off here and there, but that's just me. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. Look, I don't need nobody telling me to put my shirt on, telling me to cover up. No, 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 no. Don't tell me that, because I've been doing that for a long time now, for a very long time. So I don't want to hear those those comments. If you don't like it, you don't like it. This is me. Accept me for who I am, or have nothing at all when it comes to me. I'm just saying, hell, when I'm supposed to be over here editing myself to please you, some of you guys out there. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys expect me to come on here and be a different person than what I'm actually am? I just can't be that person. I can't be, you know, I just can't be unauthentic. I gotta be authentic. I just gotta be. That's just what makes me me. And that's what you guys like to see. You know, and I'm always gonna be me. People think I overly share. I may do, but I don't. I don't look. I only say what I want people to know. You know, and see. I don't really tell everything. Like you guys doesn't know everything about me, and you probably won't. You know, you probably won't. But yeah, I just had to say that. Like, I am just really pissed off about that. But anywho, I should be asleep right now, but I'm trying to go to sleep by having this fan on. But today, you guys, I made my last purchase. My last purchase. My last purchase off of that card, and it was bittersweet. I got me a good old Coke. I deserved it. hmm I really did. I deserved it. I got me a good old Coca-Cola. I mean, well, Pepsi, really, but that's what I was wanting. hmm I was wanting. I feel like it's so hard to say goodbye to what I've been used to for all these years, but change is good. Sometimes you have to just switch it up. And that's no, and then you know what? Even if you are a little scared, don't be. Just know that, hey, all good things sometimes have to come to an end. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was just thinking about some things that um I was, deciding to not be on anymore, and it was just kind of like, are you really ready for this change? This transition. And I said to myself, because a tear came down, and I was like, yeah, I'm ready for this change, even though I am gonna miss it. But sometimes when you have to receive certain things, those programs are just only temporarily. They're not meant to be permanently. So therefore, it's you have to you know jump ship and make a change. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with, honestly, you guys. I'm really getting more motivated when it comes to what I want to do to make money. I really am getting motivated. Really, really motivated. Since my side hustles are no longer anymore. So it's time for me to just be a man. be the man that I know how to be. Yes, indeed. Without anybody questioning me about what I do for work. You know, even though it's none of their damn business, and I want I would easily give them a good old lie because I can lie, I can lie a whole lot. Like I always said in the past, I can lie a whole lot without any of you guys knowing the truth. But I'm going to be honest. I don't mind being honest, and I don't mind being transparent with my audience. I mean, obviously, you guys like to hear it, so hell, whatever I'm going, whatever I got to go through the journey, hell, you guys will be right along with me. You know, sure, sometimes you're gonna have to lose, but it ain't about how fast you can get there. It ain't about what's on the other side. It's about the climb. It's about the climb, and I'm very interested. Well, I'm very curious on how it's going to go. My only main concern is just making sure that I have room and board, and I have food. I have food in my food in the refrigerator to eat. That's only one of my main concerns right now. You know, it's not really about, I'm not showboating or people that, I got it like that and I'm acting as if I'm better. Hey, if you got yourself together, kudos. If you trying to get it there, hey, I understand. And if you ain't there yet, you know what? You still got you still got time. You still got time. We all got time to make things right in our life, but some people have used their time and made things, happen, and some haven't, and some have been in stagnant. I me, I have been in stagnant a little bit here and there, but other than that, you know, it's not an excuse. It's not an excuse, and I won't feel sorry for myself, and I would and I definitely won't be out here looking for handouts. Because whatever a person may have for them financially is really meant for them. Now they can be generous to help you, but let's keep it real. Whatever is meant and whatever someone has in their pocket is really meant for them. It ain't really meant for them to issue it out trying to help an individual. Not unless they want to, but I always say, hey, what's mine is mine, is what's yours is yours. You know. Mm-hmm. That's the truth. Yes, indeed. Um, what else? Hmm. I seen the little story about that man that um what's his name again? That Nas person. Wow. Told you guys. I told you. Now it's very unfortunate, but you do you make when you make not so smart decisions, you have to deal with those consequences. Me personally, hey, he ain't that energy that he had out there in the streets, and from what I seen, what he was looking like behind those behind the gate. Hey, it seemed like that changed. You can see in his brother's face that like, damn, he done really messed up. He really has. That brother gonna need some prayer. He gonna need some prayer. That's what he need. He need to be drenched in holy oil. Drenched in it. Like a lot of us need to be drenched in some oil to get some of these spirits up on off of us. That's all it really is. Just a couple of spirits. It's the truth. Just a couple of spirits. Well, it can be some good ones and some bad ones, but sometimes the majority of the time it's the bad ones that you don't need on you. That can kind of affect your mood. And sometimes you just need to, take it back to home. A lot of people don't, believe in certain things, but I believe, in Jesus Christ. He is our Lord and Savior. And I believe in His Father, which is God, you know, the Creator, very the beginning and the end. Okay, no name above His name, the only name. Yes, indeed. But He'll be all right, hopefully. But He'll get special treatment. When you got money, you get treated differently than others that don't have millions of dollars in the bank. That's just life. But yeah. What else? What else? This they were telling me. Oh my goodness, these people are talking about, Christ returning and stuff like that. Now, the good book says, no man knows the hour or the time. Why do these some of these people insist on telling me that they feel like these pastors out here are trying to predict the second coming of Christ? I'm not putting my trust in man at all. Look, my best suggestion is just to be ready, so you don't have to, get ready. That's the only thing. And see, when people tell me that they are listening to pastors and they are getting, they feel like what they're saying is true about that. That lets me know they have, they're putting their trust in man. They are putting their trust in man instead of putting their trust in God. You know, I mean, some of the holiest are really, thinking that the return is coming so soon. You know what? He's been the return of the second coming has been going on. It's been going every year. Every year it's been going. Okay, every year. And I'm not saying, or well, hold on, I'm not doubting it, but I'm still listening to the word and what the word says. I ain't listening to what these pastors saying out here. They only going by what they may feel in the what's going on in this world and the changes and the seasons and all that other stuff. But let's be real, they're not psychic. They're not psychic, and they're darn sure not God. You know, how can men, how can men that is men of God predict the second coming of Christ? How? When it clearly says in the Bible that no one knows the time or the hour of the day. How can they do that? I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it at all. If anything, I just need to get myself together and get right, you know. And I will suggest anybody out there that is trying to get yourself together, do the same. You know, read the Bible. Continue to pray. Okay, you go from there, and then and just do the right instead of doing the wrong, because I feel like we all know better. We all know better, but sometimes we get, well, not sometimes, but we all get weak. We all get weak at times, and we have these desires of the flesh, and we end up making, you know, not so good decisions. And that's the truth. And I mean, I would be a fool in being oblivious or really acting oblivious to what I know, what to do right and what not to do. Which is the wrong thing to do. I would be so dumbfounded. I would be, you know, I would be, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I just had to get that out because I just didn't like that. And I really hate the fact that, oh, I hate to say this. I enjoyed my 20s, half of them, half of it. But I really do feel like what happened in my 20s is starting to happen in my 30s. And it's almost like, it's like people are trying to, how can I say this? 'Cause I don't want it to sound crazy, but just have control over what I do. And they want me to do what they do. And I'm not really following them on that. It's almost like having grandparents around and they seeing you being young, but they still want you to be that young person. And well, they always want you to go to church and stuff like that. You know, I even though my relationship with the Lord, it could be better. It could be better. It could be better because I'm not going to be sitting up here and fronting and stunting like I have a close relationship. I go to him when I feel like going to him. And then, honestly, when I feel like saying or calling upon him, I will call upon him. I will. I'm not putting him off. I'm not. But at the same time, I would like to enjoy my life the way I want to enjoy my life. And I don't need people coming around me trying to control that, because that makes me feel like you don't want me to go out there and just really have fun and just experience things. They act as if I don't know right from wrong. You know, I could have easily been out here selling my body, for drugs, alcohol, sleeping around constantly daily. I know people that has done well, they do that for a living now. Having sex with multiple people for money. Thank goodness that's not my ministry. I don't do that. I don't even have the urge to even want to do that, you know. And I think that's one of the misconceptions of me, you know. Even though I can be a sexual person, but that is just to an extent, honestly. I don't portray myself to be like I'm just some, you know, slut, or some whore out here or a hoe. I'm not portraying myself like that, Just because I like to feel a little good by myself and it may come off a little bit seductive doesn't mean that's who I am. It really doesn't. And I think a lot of people get the wrong, perception of me, and they can think whatever they want to think, but I still want to just be me. And I feel like when you have people that know you and they want to try to kind of like, when they see you doing your thing, they want to try to kind of reel you back on in. And it's like, no, no, you're not going to control me. You're not going to try to use the Bible, you know, towards me in certain decisions that I make in my life. Because at some point, you guys, not saying you guys if that's listening, but I'm saying that these people out here, those guys have once lived and walked in the shoes that I'm walking in. It may have been a different path, but they walked in certain situations that I have experienced too, as well. And how long did it take you to get there to where you at now that you want to be holy and saved? Yeah, you know, and it's like I feel like we all have that moment in us where we all can just say, "Hey, I'm tired of doing this. Let me go get some. Let me try something else because that's not working anymore. And that's how I am. I've had my experience. My experience with certain things that I don't really too much find entertaining anymore. And I wish they would understand that, but they don't understand that. But they don't. They're gonna have to understand it because I'm not going to be that person. I'm tired of people hitting me with the Bible. I'm tired of that. They act as if I didn't come from a Christian school or they come from the church. Like, oh my goodness. Just because I'm in this world, I don't have to be of the world. But damn, like, let me live. Let me be the grown person that I am. Just because you got some years on me doesn't mean anything to me. It really doesn't. I mean, me personally, I don't really care how old you are. I give you respect, but at the end of the damn day, look, I have to experience certain things on my own too as well, just like they did. You know, I can take all the inspirations and the guidance. Yeah, I can soak it up like a sponge. But at the end of the damn day, I'm still going to make my own decisions, and I'm going to do what I want to do, with or without your approval. You know, and that's something I really get tired of those people that's like that around me. That makes me want to just be like, I'm finna shut you out because I'm very good at that. I look, people that know me, they know I will shut them out quick, fast, in a hurry. I will put that phone on do not disturb. I won't answer it. I promise you, it takes a lot for me to turn that phone on, or take the phone off of vibrate and silent and do not disturb. Because if I don't want to be bothered with anybody, I just don't want to be bothered. And like I told you guys, I get irritated very, very easily, and it's not because I'm being told the truth. It's because people are trying to throw really, how can I say this? They're trying to put how can I say it? Because I don't want to. How can I say this? Because I don't want to get. I don't want to get stuck. I would never be that. You know, a lot of the times I have always, you know, kind of tried to be something that I wasn't. Some years back before I got into my adulthood. You know, but it's time for me to be me. It's been time for me to be more vocal instead of biting my tongue, and really and stop hiding how I truly feel. A lot of the years I was hiding how I truly felt just to please other people, you know. But now I can't even fake it anymore. You will see my face. I have to be honest with people. I can't even hide it, you guys. I can't even hide it. That's how bad it has came. Well, that's how bad it has come to this, for you know, me being real. Cause it's been so long of the faking it, you know, putting a smile on your face, acting like everything is okay when it actuality is not, and I'm not feeling what you're saying to me. So when now that I have the opportunity to let you know how I feel, don't think I'm crazy and don't think I'm being disrespectful. I'm just letting you know it as a person, as a human being. Yeah, I got feelings too. But at the same time, you got opinions. I got opinions too about you too. You know, so it's like when people want to cast judgment upon me, don't be mad when I say something back to you about how you are and how you coming at me. You know, because it's been a lot. It has been a lot of things that I do not like when people come at me kind of wrong, and I can just it's for me, it's tones and it's the wording, and it's like first, you say you like me, and then all of a sudden that changes, and then you want to say disrespectful things, and it's like, how do you expect me to kind of like to rock with that, and not and I not have a voice or an opinion about what you're saying to me? It's like, wow, that's why I say that. That's why I say people have changed who the hell I used to be because of how they have been coming to me over the years. You know, I'm not blaming this on, anybody, but it's the truth when it comes to people's opinions about me and how they coming at me. It really is, you know. I can only be me. I can only be me. And if I can't be me, I just can't be around nobody. I really can't. I really can't. You know, I'm not desperate for friends. I'm not desperate to be around a bunch of people. I'm not desperate to be around a bunch of family members. I'm not desperate to be around anybody like that. I'm really not. I'm really not. And this is not a cry out for help. This is just me being me. Because sometimes people can really rub you the wrong way when you are just coming at them in a very nice way. You know, just being real, just being honest, just being honest. Hell, sometimes you just gotta just let it. You gotta to just let people know. Like, I don't mind letting my mama know how I feel. I don't mind it. And I don't be disrespectful with her, but I let her know this is what it is. You know? That's with anybody. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I'm so for real. I will shit some people out real quick. Yeah, you ain't gotta talk to me and I ain't gotta talk to you. That's the real me right there. A lot of people may think I'm acting different or changing. No, I have always been this way. It's just now some of you guys are just seeing it. I have always been this way. Always. It didn't take certain things for me to come out the shell. It's always been in the shell for me. Whenever a situation or whatever may have happened, this has always been me. I was just choosing to show to really just I was just choosing to share certain things. But hey, it's out there. And people can have their own perceptions of me, but at the same time, you really don't know me. Like you think you know me. Just like I don't know some of you people out there. You know, I'm only going by what you show me. I don't put nobody on no high pedestal, that's on here. I look at you for I look at you for who you are. I take you for face value, and that's it. I ain't thinking that, oh, you so good. You could just God's gift to the world. Best thing since sliced bread. Huh? That ain't me. That ain't me. That ain't me at all. Mm-mm. It ain't me at all. But yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. And you guys, lately I've been having these dreams of flooding. It's been like a flooding and tornadoes and storms. Now I went to Google and I looked it up. I looked it up, and they said it's really about releasing and feeling overwhelmed with certain things. Now I ain't gonna lie, Google don't lie. I ain't gonna lie. When they was describing some of those things in that statement that they was telling me about those dreams, because I do like to know what certain things mean when I see them in my dreams. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, a large mass of body of water is kind of freaky. It freaks me out a little bit. I feel like it's because dreams sometimes feel very very weird, very very real. You know, I wish I can what's that word um it's something projection. It's something project. I can't think of the word, but I wish I can just, one day my soul just get out of my body and I can just be walking around, walking in, my spirit be just be, walking out. Well, really just without opening the door, I can just walk through the door. I, you know, I would love to do that one day, but I heard it's kind of scary when you look at yourself. But I'm not scared of that though, because hell, when I'm in my dream, I feel even more scared just by the things I see. Like sometimes I see I don't want to. I shouldn't say this on here, but sometimes I see demons in my dreams, and it wakes me up. Like I seen one last night, and I was up to 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 4. No, I woke up at 3, and I stayed up around about 5 o'clock, almost damn near to 6, because I couldn't go back to sleep. And I don't know. I don't know why I see them things, but I guess I had to turn off the negativity, which I didn't have anything planned. But when I say turn off the negativity, I mean like shorten my watch hours when it comes to entertaining, you know, the cussing, and I don't even like seeing the fights anymore. Fighting, I don't like seeing that anymore. Like people actually hitting each other. I don't like seeing that. Um, and just try to watch things that are more happier. I don't even like watching scary movies. I don't like those things in my spirit. You know, Mm-mm. I don't like those things. But yeah, I see those. I see a lot of creatures in my dreams. Sometimes they be chasing me, and or they'll come in. Well, I would say I could be sitting down somewhere at a restaurant, and all of a sudden here comes something coming and speeding to me fastly, with with a face that I cannot describe because it's something out of this world. It's like an entity, an evil entity, you know, and it's very scary to me, and I don't like those things. It's just out of it. Hopefully, I don't see them things but when I close my eyes, on this morning. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I hate dreaming about certain things because it's just I don't understand them. And then certain people pop up. Sometimes I see people that's in the public eye in my dreams. I just be wondering like, why are you here? Like I haven't been thinking about you. Or sometimes you even see past relatives. I don't really believe in all that they are coming to visit you. If that was so easy, they'll be coming down and look, they'll be going up and down seeing you. I feel like we'll be able to talk to them, but like the Bible said, they are sleeping. They're not playing that whole. Okay, I get the what makes anybody special that has passed on for them to come back down is to talk to you? Nobody. Hell, no one. If you ask me, I'm just saying. People actually believe in those things. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that my past loved ones are getting special privileges to come back down to earth to talk to their loved ones. I don't believe in that. Uh-uh. They are just sleeping away. I'm sure they know I'm sure they probably know they are dead, but I also wondered sometimes, like, do they know they have passed on? But I'm probably sure they do. You know, I'm probably sure they do. Because one time when I had a loved one that passed away, okay, the scene of how this person died, it replayed itself in my dream. They did. They came back to life in the dream. And you know what the person said that woke up that was dead on the floor? That person said, "That was one hell of a dream." And that for me, that gave me confirmation. hmm even though I had already felt that they were sleeping, but for the person that had passed away, and for their soul to come back and say that was one hell of a dream, if that don't tell you something, it should it should tell you that they're asleep. And I wonder I can't even say what they are dreaming about, because I don't know, I'm not there, but that gave me confirmation. hmm More confirmation of it is true. It is true. After we leave this shell, we'll just be sleeping, because you don't really die. You just leave and go to another one. You know, death is not scary, but it's not fun either. You know, but hmm, we all got to cross that path. I just hope I'm ready and I'm right. When it's my time. Yep, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, you guys, I guess enough of that talk. I don't want to scare anybody. Because I am clairvoyant, you guys. I'm very clairvoyant. I don't say that I'm psychic, but I do get things in my dreams that actually do come true. And I think it's just a special gift that God has gave me over the years. hmm I like it. Even though it comes every now and then, I don't get them all the time. But when I do, I pay attention and I just sit back and wait. hmm Some people may think I'm crazy for talking like this, but it is the truth. It is the truth. You know, they did say in the Bible that young men will have visions, and I forgot what they say about the older guys. But yeah, hmm I'm not one of the chosen ones, but I know that he has given me a small little token of a head on what to look out for. I'm telling you, my look. I'm glad. Thank God for intuition. You know, thank God for intuition. You know, because it's been times where I was in places, for a short, quick second, and after I left from that place, something bad ended up happening, like a shooting or someone got stabbed. Um, it's just something like a freak accident. And I'm just so glad that I was not in those places at that time. You know, that's why I'm very, very mindful of where I go, because even though I know the Lord is watching over me, but at the same time, He wants you to be cautious and pay attention and be aware. You know, be aware. Because I took a lot of chances a couple of years ago with meeting strangers that I didn't know nothing about. You know, and bad things could have happened to me. You know, bad things could have really, really happened to me. Because I read about those stories, seeing things on YouTube and hearing those people's stories, people being found dead, people being stranded, people being stabbed, shot, people being tortured. You know, ugh, it gives me chills just thinking about it. I'm just thankful that wasn't me. And I'm grateful that I'm not desperate to be with anybody. Just so thankful and grateful. Uh, whew, I guess that's just part of my testimony. Well, you guys, I gotta go. The sleep is calling me. And I'm gonna pray that I don't see any scary stuff in my dreams. No more storms. I don't want to see any more storms. No more floodings. I hate seeing those things. And I hate seeing snakes too. I see snakes and I see rodents in my dreams. I don't like seeing those things. Oh, that's one of my biggest fears. I don't like seeing rodents. I don't like seeing them on video. I don't like seeing them in the yard. I don't like seeing them nowhere. Oh my goodness. But you know what? I think that's why they come up in my, I think that's why they come up in my dreams because if I see one of them, just to take a glimpse of them, I see them in my dreams. Oh, but that's neither here nor there. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm out of here. I'll be blessed and not stressed. Have a good day.